more relevant in the world, more relevant here in the United States, more relevant to our commercial partners? It does. But you know what? That's why we're here, right? That's why we are taking a look at the way that it has historically been organized and managed, and taking a look at new and fresh.
New head coach Rob Kane. What was the process like to be selected as a national coach, and how have your first couple of months been here in the US?
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you for the welcome, everyone. The process was quite daunting, to be honest. Very detailed, lots of interviews, lots of different questions on philosophies and how we can try and build a 15s program. It's been a wonderful couple of months in the job. I've been extremely well supported by the whole of USA Rugby, and Emily's done a great job at really making sure that I did everything to try and help the players be the best versions of themselves. So it's been a lot of fun.
So this is a question for you, Rod and Kate. Rugby World Cup 2017 was the last time the Eagles played test level rugby as a unit. What are your opportunities and challenges for the weekend and the rest of the fall tour?
Hello. It has been a bit since we've been able to take the field as a team, and we have a really great opportunity for some new players to step up and fill some big shoes. We've had a few players retire since the World Cup, and I know I'm personally really excited. We've got a lot of them right there in the middle, some future new caps. Give them a round of applause.
I think that's a great question. And, there's some big shoes to fill from everyone. The previous team had a wonderful result in the World Cup, so big round of applause for them at their last performance. I thought they were outstanding. I think that really signalled the end of their journey, though, and we're starting our new journey at the weekend. We've embraced the challenges. We haven't had a lot of time together, but the players' new energy has been so refreshing, the new coaching staff, and I think we've got 13 players making their debut, which is outstanding, and on top of that, we've got 5 or 6 support staff that are making their debut as well. So we see it as one big adventure, and we're going to embrace the challenges wholeheartedly.
Gary, Mr. Gold. You've had a pretty remarkable year so far, 8-0, and of course the famous Scotland victory. Give us an update on what the past 4 months have entailed.
It's been a fantastic ride so far. Been an amazing year. Obviously culminating with the Scotland victory, but it's really important for us that we don't see that as just a flash in the pan. What it did do is it showed us as a group that we can compete with the best in the world. There's a lot of work that needs to go into that for that to consistently happen. But we've proved it to ourselves now. We've had some challenges. We've had some tough games and some tough arenas. I think that what's happened, thanks Rob, I think that what happened in the last 4 months has really prepared us for what's coming up in the next 4 weeks. One of the goals that we've set from ourselves as a management team to this group of incredible players is that the next 4 weeks is going to be a very strong guideline in terms of our preparation for next year's Rugby World Cup. By the time we all go to Christmas with our families, we're going to have a really good idea about what areas we're satisfied with and what areas we still think we need a lot of work on. And in saying that, I think this weekend's going to pose us a really fun challenge. We're playing against a really world-class team, a handful of All Blacks in that team, but certainly the rest of the team is made up of New Zealand players who play regular Super Rugby. And I'm excited about seeing how far we've come and whether we can continue to step up on the big stage. So it's almost surreal. I keep pinching myself about what an amazing time it is in America at the moment, and how fantastic it is to see the Sevens in San Francisco, see our women doing so well, seeing our men's sevens team doing so well, and then obviously from our point of view, also just trying to throw our little bit in the pot and continue to allow the rest of the rugby world to maybe turn a few heads and see that something special is brewing in the USA.
Yeah.
Gary, we're going to stay with you just for another question. You normally tend to choose the same lineup that you like to get starting. You've had 11 changes since the last test match that you were in charge of. How has that affected things looking ahead, of course, to the World Cup and then more importantly this weekend as well?
No, look, for this weekend it will affect things. There's no question of a doubt about that. I mean, one of the things we've been able to do is be quite consistent during the course of the year and build a pretty steady squad. That's going to be thrown a bit of a curveball this weekend. But you know, the amazing thing about the game of rugby is that for every situation that we dealt, the hand we dealt, which is that it's out of the Reg 9 window and we can't get some of the other players, means it's a fantastic opportunity for the current guys. And the thing I'm excited about is that obviously it means that there's a handful of guys who played in the MLR this year. Obviously, in the inaugurational year, we're going to get an opportunity on the biggest stage. You know, a fantastic venue, as we all know, here in Chicago. We know what it hosted a couple of years ago. And I'm just excited to see the guys who were on the fringe or the periphery who are now going to get selected this weekend to take this opportunity with both hands. And it's great that we're playing against one of the best teams in the world. You know, I would hate to play in a venue of this magnitude against a team who weren't one of the best in the world, and they are. And it's just another opportunity for us to put our hands up and make history.
So this is a question for both Emily and Dave. What have been some of your constraints and rewards for the men's and women's programs, respectively?
That's a challenging question. I think we try to typically not look at anything more than a challenge. So anything that others may find as a constraint, we try to find opportunity in that. Maybe a good example would have been that Scotland match. We came into Denver 2 weeks before the Russia match at altitude in heat, and the coaching staff prepared the players' mindset really well in the sense of we embraced that heat and that altitude, and we went out and trained it in the hottest part of the day every day. And we got to Houston, they did the same thing, and it was sweltering. I mean, there were guys on the edge there, but they kept going. Don't worry, the medical staff monitored player welfare, so we were within guidelines there. But certainly, we saw that, and we knew our opponents would have seen that heat as a challenge. As much as their coaches might have tried to tell them that it was no big deal, you know, they had to play in the same heat. What they didn't realize was our guys went through 3 weeks of busting their butts in the heat, and we used it as an advantage. So it may have been a constraint to some, but for us it was an opportunity, and we saw that as our opportunity to go, and we were quietly confident going into that game that we'd win it. It wasn't overconfidence, I think, as you saw, it was just quiet confidence that the staff and the players put everything in place to get the job done.
So I think in terms of a constraint, I'll start on that side, but I mean, I think when I feel like I have a little bit of a dual role, and we all do, is a high performance environment. We've got to always be doing, and we talk to the players about this, and I've talked to them about it before, but doing the very, very best with what we have and maximize every dollar, every minute that we have to be able to be a high performing team, and at the same time, you know, I feel like it's my role and everybody's responsibility to go out and fight for our women's program so that we can have more to then maximize that as well. But I'd be lying to say that budgets weren't a constraint. Because it does limit our time together, and it limits our ability to play games together. But what we've done is we've put together a high performance plan, which, as opposed to thinking of budgets as a constraint and letting that limit us, putting a plan in place for these women that will allow them to be in the finals in the 2021 World Cup, which means 25 matches in the next 3 years, and not be afraid of the constraint of the budget. Show everyone what that would look like to be able to do it, and then if we have to scale back from there, we scale back from there. So it's kind of always that balance. And then I think a real reward has been, and I think Rob would agree as well, we had a really heavy age grade summer this summer with the high school Americans, collegiate Americans, U20s. We had people, in this room put their own money in to make sure that those events happened. We had players paying to play. And the fact that we've got 3 U20s starting this weekend, and I think 7 from the collegiate All-American camp in June. It's just tremendously exciting, and it really it's a reward from all of the money that people had to put, of whether it was the players or anybody else, out of their own pockets to make that happen. And we've got a really exciting group of women that are really ready for the challenge of the next 3 years. So I think that's probably exciting for us.
Switching gears to Ryan, congratulations to you and Jordan. What's it like being the second best rugby player now in the family? I'm only joking, that wasn't the question. The question is, how important, from a player's perspective in the camp, are the next 4 or 5 weeks as you look to establish yourself for the next Rugby World Cup, which is now less than a year away?
Coaches said it quite a few times, this is the last real dress rehearsal that we'll have before the big dance. So, like you said, it's a massive opportunity for us to go through the paces and put in order the procedures that we want to do on and off the field.
Could you touch on playing in Major League Rugby? How has that impacted your personal performance? Because I've certainly enjoyed calling you score quite a few tries.
Obviously I can only speak from San Diego standpoint. I had an amazing time. Thought it was really well done on and off the field. And from all the other boys that I've spoken to, they had a similar experience, and we believe it's going to be here to stay.
Yes.
I think I want to pose the same question to you,